how like this entire crowd reacts to criticism and tries to sweep their skeleton.
Again, with the lack of self-awareness, right? This is what people say about you. We're looking at Keffals going after BadBunny. Why did this happen? I've got some theories of what exactly is going on here. The most obvious surface level explanation for Keffals going after KiraChats is that KiraChats subtweeted Keffals. And if you know anything about Keffals, you know, it doesn't take much. It was about the Keemstar platforming, which honestly, I thought that Keffals talking to Keemstar, I thought that was bait, right? I thought that Keffals was like gonna be pretending to be nice to Keemstar just to get him on the stream because she wants to like make fun of him. There was some pushback. I'm gonna call it like I see it, right? You know, there's some pushback on that stream, but there was also, okay, so you know who Keffals had trouble with, right? You know the people that went after Keffals. It's not necessarily Keemstar himself, but people like Keemstar, people who watch Keemstar, edgelord commentary type people hate Keffals' guts. And Keffals has had so much trouble getting traction on YouTube. So what is a person to do? What is a Keffals to do? When she has trouble getting traction on YouTube because she's pissed off all the edgy edgelord commentary bros. One thing that you can do to get on their good side is to throw some meat to them. So give them somebody that they hate more than you. And there is one person who stands out, who has gotten the ire of that community a long time ago and just absolutely got dragged for asking for $5. She just wanted $5, and apparently as a woman, you're not allowed to ask for any sort of donations. Like, you know what I mean? You just gotta take what you got, right? But yeah, BadBunny, at the time, right? This is KiraChats, who you know, changed her name because there's a rapper. I don't know if you know this. There's a rapper named BadBunny, much more popular than Kira is. So you know, Kira needed to not be confused with that person, and you know, changed her name. There was a stream in which BadBunny, you know, was talking to her chat, and it's like you know, come on, chat, it's just $5. If you don't have $5, like, what are you doing, right? So yeah, it turned into this whole thing of like, I can't believe you're shaming people for their like economic resources or lack thereof. And like, that stuff happens in the commentary community all the time. There's a word brokey, right, that gets thrown around a lot among these people, right? And it's a bad thing to be a brokey. Nobody's ever gotten in trouble for calling somebody a brokey. And yet, when BadBunny is saying it's just $5, they were acting like this is like the most classist thing that they've ever seen. But in reality, we know what it is, right? It's that BadBunny is a woman. And, you know, this community doesn't tend to like women unless they, you know, show that they can be on the team, right? You got to be at least this edgy as a woman to be in that community, right? And I think that's what Keffals is going for now. Keffals is not so subtly pointing out that there is somebody that they hate worse, somebody that they've hated for longer, and that maybe Keffals now, now that she's down with Vosh, now that she's in the White Leaf Network, maybe she can play for that edgelord. You know, I mean, she definitely considers herself an edgelord, right? It's just that the edgelords don't consider her to be one of them yet. That may be changing, though. I watched Chud cover this earlier, and there was a real sense amongst Chud's community. It was 50-50. Some people really like just flipped, right? So if you don't know, they hate Keffals' guts mainly because of an allegation that Keffals heard, you know, said, you know, something about Chud Logic. Keffals repeated it and, you know, just got absolutely dragged. You're not allowed to talk about Chud Logic screenshots. You're allowed to talk about KiraChats screenshots. You're encouraged to talk about KiraChats screenshots. You're not allowed to talk about Chud's screenshots, even though I don't know which is worse. They're both bad. They're both bad, but Chud's are more recent. Let's just say that, right? So I don't know. There's more than enough hypocrisy to go around here. We got the popcorn today. We definitely got the popcorn. She streamed it on YouTube. Yes, and she streamed it on YouTube because she wanted to say slurs. And I don't even know what her game is here. I'm guessing that she wants to ingratiate herself to the edgelords. I'm guessing that all of this is about ingratiating herself to the edgelords, right? We're talking about objectivity here, and that's what I offer. neutral comment chick. Exactly. All right, I have edged you for long enough. Meow.
I want to,
Whoops,
I want
wrong
to
one.
get mad for a second. I need to get mad for a second because it's important. This is my humble little channel. Am I going to use slurs? So on Twitch, I have to self-censor quite a lot. Because in the starting screen of my stream,
There we go.
it says that I'm the CEO, but people think that means I'm the CEO of trans people. That's not right. I am the CEO of I am captain of industry of.
What did Keffals say? Keffals said, I am the CEO of T-slur F-slurs, okay? So yeah, that's what Keffals is saying. CEO of T-slur F-slurs, that is Keffals' claim to fame. Why would she start saying slurs willy-nilly? Oh, interesting you should ask, Shakespeare. Here's my theory. She's trying to appeal to a slightly different audience. The commentary community has a very bad impression of Keffals. Keffals went after Destiny. They kind of like Destiny. Keffals went after Destiny in a way that they perceive to be like woke scolding. Keffals went after the final boss of the internet, that fruit farm out there. Although I'm told it's back up again. So maybe that was a little bit more pernicious than even she realized. But Keffals made a lot of enemies in a demographic that she is now courting, right? So part of her courting this demographic is to show that she is not afraid of a slur. She's being extra edgy. So that's part of it. The other part of it is I think, I could be wrong, but I think that Keffals doesn't want anybody covering this on Twitch. The more you feel like you've got something to hide, Keffals, and this goes for any of you debate pervs out there, right? The more that you got something to hide, the more you're gonna get the Martha Stewart effect. No, the Barbara Streisand effect. I know that I thought it, like the first name that came to my mind was Martha Stewart. I don't know if Martha Stewart's ever gotten the Barbara Streisand effect, but the Streisand effect is when you try to hide something, when you try to cover something up, when you try to make something go away, it necessarily becomes more interesting, and it sometimes has the opposite effect.
That's a badge of honor. I love myself. I'll never back down from that. But that's...
And I mean, you've heard Demon Mama do some of this stuff too on YouTube, right? You've heard Demon Mama with some of this performative edginess, right? Mostly it's not, you could call this reclamative. I'm not gonna put this on the same level as like Chud Logic's use of the R slur, but again, it's 50-50. Some people find reclaiming slurs to be really liberating, and other people are just really put off by it. So someone on Twitter pointed out that this is the same crowd that slanders people like Professor Flowers and FD Signifier, yet they're willing to laud Keemstar because he has the Keffals seal of approval. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to go that way. I honestly thought that Keffals was luring Keemstar in, but it looks like that is Keffals showing that crowd that she's okay with them. She's willing to let bygones be bygones. So this is Keffals trying to cloud up with the people that went after her last year. So this is a very different Keffals that we're seeing when Keffals was actually fighting the debate perverts. Now, she's got the mindset, if you can't beat them, join them. We'll see if they actually let her join them, though. That remains to be seen. Most people don't watch my YouTube videos all the way through. Most people do not watch my streams all the way through. You catch a little bit of it, right? And sometimes it's like a headline, and the headline is your video title. The headline is your, thumbnail, like stuff like that, right? That is what most of the people see. Most of the people never click and they never find out. They just get the thumbnail and they get the title, right? I know that this is an issue that Keffals has had, that people tend to not give her great watch time. So, even in the beginning, they're still gonna say, oh, Keffals and Keemstar, buddy, right? It's only the people that watch into the VOD, which is the minority of the people, that are gonna see, oh, Keffals is pushing back. Oh, this is maybe a trick. Oh, look at that. She really landed one on Keemstar there, right? So regardless of what Keffals' intent was here, the effect of this is platforming Keemstar, is rehabilitating Keemstar, as well as signaling to the edgy commentary bros out there that, Keffals is kind of okay with them.
Was because, wait, you didn't expect what? What is the
Oh, they're using that argument of platforming. Yeah, that's see, this is the thing that, oh God, like that's not right. Okay, so the argument that Science Scientist is pointing out that Keffals stand use. Okay, so when you say like, you know, I am not platforming him, he is platforming me, he is bigger than me. Okay, I get what you're saying, but if you have an audience that is generally negative towards Keemstar, and you show him in even a sort of positive light, right? Which is what you do when you bring somebody on to a greater or less extent, especially when you're being sort of nice to him, at least on the opening, in order to kind of keep him there, right? Like the effect of that is taking an audience that is like Keemstar, moo, and making them say, Keemstar maybe is not as as I thought, right? So no, you absolutely did platform him. That's a ridiculous argument, and I don't think it's well thought out at all. I think it's just an excuse on Keffals' part. Literally co-tweeted him with trans right. Wait, you can co-tweet now? Oh my God, I need to. Demon Mama didn't want to say that Keffals didn't push back because she likes Keffals. So she said that Keffals was new to this and still unprepared. Oh my gosh, well, I don't know. I feel like Keffals and Demon Mama are starting to occupy the same real estate, right, on the Vosh Clout network. They serve a similar function. Although, like, they might be nice to each other's face, nice in public to each other, I anticipate at some point there might be a struggle, especially as Keffals loses relevancy and becomes, you know, not as big of a deal as she was earlier in this year, and she's really within Demon Mama's sights. Just like, I'm not sure on this. Like, who knows? Maybe they met behind the scene and they're best friends and they're never gonna go at each other, and I'm completely wrong. But I have a feeling that they are fighting for the same lane in the Vosh Clout network. Yeah, they're fighting for market share. Yeah. So, but who knows? Who knows? Sometimes friendship is stronger than, you know, the drive to succeed. So maybe they made friends. Who knows?
I can say slurs. Those are fine. Those are reclaimed slurs. Those are the slurs that I am allowed to say. Sounds probably like, okay, let me do my stream. I'm gonna be fine. Let me say what I want to say. What I was trying to say was that I re-uploaded this video, which is obviously a post, because I made a community thing the other day about how I deleted it because no one.
So what Keffals is talking about right now is a video that she put up that's called "I'm Leaving the Left," right? And spoiler, she is not serious about it. It's just it's a post. But like I said, a lot of people just read the title, just look at the thumbnail. So some of those people, on seeing Keffals say "I left the left," said, I'm leaving your subs, and Keffals lost subs based on that. She's really mad, really frustrated about that, and she wants to make a point that it's very bad that people unsubbed her. However, Keffals, I hate to break it to you, but the people who unsubbed aren't seeing this, right? Those people are lost. The people that you're talking to are the people that either understood it was a post or they didn't care or whatever, right? You're venting at people who did nothing wrong, according to who didn't do anything wrong by you, right? She made a "Why I Regret the Surgery" video too. Yeah. So I mean, like, that's the thing, is like on Twitter, I guess that stuff just kills, right? You know, edgy posting. But on platforms like YouTube, like, I mean, I've been in places like right after I had the conflict with Dylan, I lost a bunch of subs on YouTube. I'm trying to think if I've ever lost subs based on a clickbaity title. I don't really clickbait with titles. I don't think it's a post. I think it's probing. You could be right. Like I said, there is an attempt by Keffals here to find another audience, right? Or at least to ingratiate herself to an audience that sort of has written her off. She's finding that maybe she needs the edgy commentator bros, she needs the debate perverts on her side in order to succeed on YouTube, right? So she's pivoting, and at the same time as Vosh is doing a lot of red pill content, going on The Rising, going on TYT and other, you know, like, I gotta say, I don't know, TYT seems like a reactionary platform now, I gotta say. I never thought I'd say that, but it's true.
Watch the video and they started unsubscribing. I'm still a leftist. Stop, seriously, stop telling me what to do in chat constantly. Stop backseat gaming my tech. Let me do the stream. This is getting insane. Okay, I'm gonna do my stream. Let me talk. Just your white. Shut up. Okay, so we all know who BadBunny is. Is there anyone here who doesn't know who BadBunny is?
Why call her by her old name? Kind of weird. Yeah, it is kind of weird, right? And like I said, I don't think that Kira changed her name to hide from her past, right? Part of Kira's brand is letting people know that she was a very different person a few years ago, like politically very, very different, right? And I don't feel like she's trying to hide that or anything like that. I think she changed her name because BadBunny is an enormous, hugely popular rapper, right? I was almost gonna show you, right, like I was like, all right, we're gonna show you the BadBunny hate stream right now, and I was gonna tease you by bringing on Tekashi69.
I snitched.
Where Tekashi69 is complaining about BadBunny.
But who was I supposed to be loyal to?
But that would have been mean. It's disrespectful to call her by her old name. She changed it because the rapper became way more. BadBunny is huge. BadBunny is absolutely huge. BadBunny the rapper, that is, right? And like, how are you gonna be existing in the shadow of that? Like, if I called myself, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of a very famous, you know, like if I called myself Grimes, right? Even if I spelled Grimes with a 1, I would probably get mixed up with, like, people would, you know, like, that wouldn't be good for me. Katy Perry, there we go. Katy Perry is a great example. Am I more like Katy Perry than Grimes? I'll take that. She changed it because the rapper, became more famous. BadBunny got cast in the MCU too. He is still growing. Yeah, he's huge. Absolutely huge. She literally says her old name is BadBunny in all of her go live notifications. Yeah, and there's a reason for that, like, right? Yeah, so if I was to rebrand, right, I would have to go out of my way to let you all know that the name popping up on your screen that you don't recognize is actually me, right? That's a thing about rebranding. It's really hard. Even when I changed my branding, when I changed my name on Twitch as a Halloween joke, right? Not knowing that unlike Twitter, you can't change it right back, right? So that's why I'm nocommentchick CC right now, right? Because you don't get it back for like 6 months, and then it's like at a certain point it becomes available again. Not meaning that you get it back, but meaning that anyone can take it, and a troll took it. So yeah, it was very frustrating, and a lot of people lost track of me during that time. They were like, they didn't recognize my new name because it was a joke. It was a fun thing. It was like a, you know, based on the video game that I was playing at the time. I'm so much cooler than Grimes. Thank you. Well, I think I'd do better than Elon. I don't think I'd date Elon.
Is a Twitch streamer. She's one of the first streamers that I befriended when I started streaming a couple years ago. I knew that there was a lot of really bad about her, but I decided not to bring it up anyway because I didn't want to rock the boat. And she recently decided to come at me, and
so by come at me, what Keffals means is a subtweet. Like, she came at the idea of platforming Keemstar, which was in reference to Keffals, but I don't know, is that coming at somebody?
I don't think she's really in a position to. I want to go over this because the bridge is burned. No, we're not talking about the rapper. She tried to change her name from BadBunny to KiraChats because she wanted to avoid the kind of she's associated with.
Yeah, I agree, Mothra. I feel like coming at me is used for more of a direct attack. That's how I'd use it. She didn't really come at Keffals. She said Keemstar harassed her. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Yeah, the just $5 thing, which is going to come back up again. So if you don't understand, if you don't know about this, like, I don't know if Kira still does this, but a long time ago, she used to do a thing called Findom. Some of her chat likes it when she bullies them for donations, like, right? That this is a like fetish that some people have, right? And Kira would sort of, you know, play into that, right? And you know, the just $5 thing was part of that. It wasn't like a serious thing. It wasn't her bullying her chat. I feel like a lot of male creators are much more aggressive than that. Kira's whole thing is berating chat. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, exactly. What wasn't it all? Yeah, it's a meme. And yeah, so much bad stuff happened from that, right? Including somebody that was on with her.
So I'll show you all exactly what I'm talking about from today.
Yeah, there was somebody on with her that like that Kira had their name on screen and they were harassed because people thought that was Kira's name. Like this went all around YouTube, all around Twitter, all around everywhere, right? And you know, there was just like a lot of harassment based on it. And all it was somebody asking, a streamer asking to be paid for her time, which I don't know if you know this, but streamers need that, right? Like we cannot live, I have to drink coffee. I don't live like an extravagant lifestyle or anything, but like, you know, I do need to eat potatoes. I do need to drink coffee. I do need to pay my cell phone bill. I do need to pay for the internet. There's lots of little expenses that like I cannot bring you this stream without. So I appreciate everybody who supports me. Was it just me, or has Keffals started turning into a drama clout goblin who seems to be losing? Oh, you know, like this is an effect of being part of the Vosh network, right? I called this a long time ago. When I supported Keffals against the farms and against all the harassment and then against Destiny and all the stuff that she was up against, right? I always put it in the terms of critical support. That wasn't just like, I don't say critical support for everyone, right? If I support somebody, I support them. But it was critical support because I knew that there was a lot of stuff that Keffals was doing even at the time that I didn't support.
I just have to grab the logs because she blocked me. And then when I went into her chat today,
okay, so she blocked Keffals.
She had a meltdown and she locked her account because I told her that she doesn't actually support the trans community. And as soon as she could not use me to make her...
So, Kira blocks Keffals. I guess after the Keemstar thing, right? And Keemstar, remember, in the same way that Flamenco harassed Keffals, Keemstar harassed Kira during the whole $5 gate, right? So kind of understandably, Keffals caught the block from Kira. Keffals gets mad, goes into Kira's chat, says, "You don't support the trans community because you don't support me, the CEO of T-Slur F-Slurs." And I think, if I understand correctly, Nicole ended the stream early.
Stuff look woke. She threw me under the bus because that's all I was to her. That's all are to her. That's all. That's it. Is she cis? Yes, of course. Why did you say that? I'll show you why. Let me...
So what was Kira throwing Keffals under the bus? I guess Kira subtweeting about the Keemstar thing, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's weird because like Keffals just, you know, gets mad when people, you know, bring on people that have harassed her, but isn't so understanding, you know, of Kira not being comfortable with the Keemstar thing.
I'm gonna go over basically everything, and I need you all to know, out of respect for a lot of the streamers that I know, there's some really weird that's happened behind the scenes. Do not actually, you know, they never tell you the full story about what's happening, but there's some really weird and gross that I've heard about that I don't think I'm in a position at this point in time to talk about, but I have sat on this kind of for a long time, and she decided just recently to come at me for like little to no reason, despite all of the she's said and done. Some of the clips that I want to show you were so bad, they got banned from the Streamable website, and I had to find them in archives.
Yeah, so if you missed this, like, don't feel bad. This was not, you know, this was hidden. Like, this is something that Keffals wanted to do under the cover of the night, and then just kind of like make it go away. However, the internet, much like an elephant, never forgets, and things always get uploaded and stored, and you know, are findable if you know where to look for them. So yeah, and like I don't know, like I don't, you know, I'm not connected to KiraChats in any meaningful way, but I do feel bad for the fact that Kira is getting this hit with like no way to push back on it, right? You know, like this specifically, I think that the slurs were peppered in there to prevent people from covering this on Twitch, right? Is it that hard to hear genuine criticism in a sea of hate comments and chat logs? How is Keffals not seeing genuine crit? Or maybe she's just avoiding it altogether. I mean, I will talk about like a concept that I call heaven banning, right? So now having the real heaven banning is a moderation tactic where you take people who are problematic chatters, you know, who violate TOS, and instead of, you know, you're banned, which tends to make people mad. When people get mad, sometimes they make alts and they, you know, become more of a problem, right? So instead of doing that, what it does is it makes it feel like they are not banned. They are still there, right? But they're actually in an AI chat environment. Nobody else that they're interacting with is a real person. So, and nobody that they're interacting with disagrees with them, right? And this is called heaven banning because all of a sudden it's like everybody agrees with me, like, right? They disagreed with me a second ago, now they agree with me, but you're not in the real chat, right? Your stuff is not visible on, you know, whatever platform. Your stuff is not visible to other people, and other people's, you know, contributions are not visible to you. You are heaven banned, as they call it. Now, the way that Keffals is heaven banned is that she's in a community where she is seen by, you know, her community largely, and a lot of people will even say this as like the trans Jesus, right? She's seen as a savior. She's seen as having done so much good that any discussion of her doing anything other than good is going to be taken less than seriously, and therefore, you know, it's like if everybody's just kissing your ass, right? I don't know how common heaven banning is. Hell banning's even more interesting. In hell banning, you take all of the problematic chatters and they go into their own chat. And so all the toxic people are in their own chat with each other, right? And they can claw each other up and they can be horrible and toxic to each other, but nobody else sees it, right? So that's hell banning. You send them to hell with the other demons, right? Or heaven banning, in which case you're just, you know, kind of putting them in an environment where the entire environment seems to agree with them, right? And Keffals is heaven banned in a metaphorical sense, in that, you know, like anybody that's gonna tell her that she's doing something wrong is not going to stay in that community for very long. There's plenty of people that want to kiss her ass. There's plenty of people that want to see her as a saint. And because of that, it's hard for her to see criticism, to hear criticism, even if criticism might actually help her. Even if there might be something that she needs to hear or wants to hear, she's not going to hear it because she's heaven banned. So, I mean, that's kind of what's going on with her.
It is. So if you don't know, I'll show you how BadBunny got popularized in the first place. But this isn't really associated with that. Like, she got known as the $5 girl because of the moist critical. I'll put it on while I'm gathering what I'm looking. Also, I want to go grab a drink. Here was the video. I do have some thoughts on it, and I'll be back in a sec.
I've done this before. Look at what Keffals is about to do. You see what Keffals did? I've done this to you before. I've left you with something to watch, and it turns out I muted it.
How did my whole speech about how I need subs and to get this?
There we go. Keffals fixed it. She should get a cat like Zera to read her chat while she takes breaks.
I was muted too.
Yeah, it was muted.
Holy shit, scuffed ass. Holy shit. My first stream to YouTube is...
And blah blah blah.
No, the thing was I muted desktop audio because I was listening to Death Grips while the stream was starting.
How that results in 0 subs. There are regulars here. $5 a month. How do you have hours of time to watch me and not $5? I don't know. What are you doing with your life where you have hours of time to watch Twitch and not $5 to provide for the content that you're watching? because it's like people just really don't respect me.
Well, just wait, because Kira's not the only one who's getting dragged on this Keffals VOD.
Content creator.
Well, this parasite's right about one thing: nobody respects her as a content creator. Now, I'm not gonna mention this streamer by name because I'm pretty sure she loves negative.
Wait, you're not gonna mention this streamer by name, but you're gonna go ahead and not push back on the fact that a lot of people thought that the guest star, and some of you may know who this is, right? Another Twitch streamer who wasn't even involved in this, right? People harassed the person whose name is up there because they thought that's who this was. The only name they saw was the name of the guest star. And the guest star, they did not deserve that, right? I don't think Keffals cares which receipts are true, to be honest. She mentioned the fake Destiny community Discord logs at one point, huh? It's our chat reader, Penguin Fail, indeed. Yeah, I don't know. I like Penguin Zero, but like the more I see of Penguin Zero / Moist Critical's politics, the less I like. A ton of anti-SJW type YouTubers made videos about Kira's $5 viral video clip. Yeah.
Publicity, she does the time just to get her name out there. She subscribes to the idea that all publicity is good publicity, but fails to realize.
Okay, so this is how she became known. However, the reality of the situation is a lot grosser. It wasn't that she was doing this willy-nilly. It's that she's literally a Findom streamer. Like, she constantly berates her chat.
Okay, so we're getting a little bit of context.
Like, the sub goals are pay pigs. It's kind of gross. It completely went over the head of everyone who was criticized.
Did Keffals just call a fetish gross? Did I hear that correctly? Like, I don't do that. I don't Findom anyone, and that's not part of my stream, but, you know, so, some people like it, apparently. So, you know, and like, right, if they like it, it's not bullying, it's not gross, it's not, you know, predatory or anything else. It's literally just engaging people in their fetish, yeah. Keffals is calling the pot black. I mean, there's a ton of examples of like male streamers, you know, actually bullying their chat for donations, right? You know, because I mean, streamers need donations, and it's understandable that, you know, sometimes if you don't mention that donating is something that you can do, you might end up doing like a lot of free labor where you're on stream entertaining a whole bunch of people and not getting, you know, paid anything for it, because like you know, there's some ad money, but you're talking about like pennies. You're talking about like pennies as far as ad money. The real money that allows us to go on like comes from the audience, right?
Criticizing her for it.
Is that when you as a person are your own brand and rely on people liking you for money, having a negative.
Don't kink shame. Look, I understand if you're doing Findom, but if you also say I am a leftist educator, it feels weird, because then it's like, you can, if you want to engage with her in politics, you are entering into like these non-consent, like these sexual spaces that you don't necessarily want to be a part of, and you might not even know what's going on. Like in the case of Moist Critical here, completely went over his head.
Wait, non-consent? Wait, did somebody say non-consent there? That's
Negative public image literally ruins you, and this one is definitely bigger than she anticipated because no one likes someone this shamelessly greedy. She is a streamer who runs political talk shows, but the majority of the stream is spent begging and shaming people into giving her money, and it's some of the most pathetic I've seen.
God, everyone in Kira's community is in on the joke. There's no conflict of interest. She can be SW, okay, a Dom role, and still be able to. Yeah, I think so too. I don't see any conflict there. Like I feel like Keffals is being excessively nitpicky here, right? I don't get it. I don't get it.
On Twitch, and I've seen a lot of pitiful, sad on Twitch. I saw a man finger his butthole for a $20 donation on Twitch.
Okay, so you get it. This is old Charlie. This is drama from a long time ago, but I thought it was necessary to just show you, like, this is how this is what she was known for.
It's just an in joke. It's not even SW.
For.
Says Jules.
And over the years, it's been an entire cluster. But I know that I'm not here today to like go over, here is every weird thing about this person. Here is her entire history. I'm not that kind of content creator. I'm here to talk about the fight that she had with me. She decided to come at me on Twitter. She subtweeted me, and then she blocked me on Twitter, so I couldn't even respond. Here's what she was going on about. Keemstar has directly harassed me and countless other marginalized people, routinely teenagers, and has literally gotten people killed. But it's super cool that so many of you think he's epic and based now because he said trans people exist.
So wait, was there anything wrong there? Is any of that stuff about Keemstar not true? I don't keep up with some of these people, right? I didn't know that about, like, I didn't know that Charlie used to be part of Gamergate, and I definitely don't know about Keemstar's history either.
Y'all would befriend Kyle Rottenhouse if he said be gay, do crime. I need you to know that you are a
Okay, so I watched this on Chud Logic this morning, right? And when Keffals reads off Rottenhouse, right? And it's Kyle Rittenhouse, right? The whole chat erupts and they're like, Rottenhouse? Kyle did nothing wrong. Chud Logic's chat loves Kyle Rittenhouse. They absolutely love Kyle Rittenhouse.
On for capitalist recuperation. You are a detriment, you are harmful.
Okay, so capitalist recuperation. So if anybody's unfamiliar, recuperation is the tendency of the system in power, you know, in this case, capitalism, to take things which were once revolutionary. It's risking the audience that she already has. Right, when you associate Keffals with Keemstar and say that the platforming was irresponsible, some people might be like, yeah, that's right, Keemstar has been transphobic. I'm not ready to forgive him. Keemstar has done a lot of, you know, really terrible things apparently, and I'm not here for that. So you know, that's and like I said, the other sort of strategic reason that Keffals is doing this is that if she can throw BadBunny to the commentary community, if she can signal, I don't like this, you know, money grubbing either, right? Then she can just basically she can ingratiate herself with this group, and that's where Vosh is going. Vosh is embracing a more and more reactionary audience, so it kind of makes sense that Keffals wants to do the same sort of thing. They hate her at this point, right? That audience, the commentary community audience, those edgelords, they hate Keffals' guts because they enjoy the farms, they enjoy Destiny to a lesser extent. You know, a lot of the people like Augie RFC that she got, you know, got conflicts with. They like, right? There's a lot, for a lot of reasons, this group hates Keffals' guts, but it looks like she is looking to them as a new audience. You know, the Chud's not going to forgive Keffals for that, right? Chud's also a good friend of Destiny, and Keffals hasn't taken any stuff about Destiny back, right? Keffals, you know, Keffals just isn't talking about Destiny now, right? So Chud is actually of the opinion that it's been long enough, and that because of how much woke scoldry, all the woke scoldry that KiraChats engages in, that Chud is convinced that Kira's change is real and permanent, and this isn't grifting, right? I feel like, you know, Keffals is feeding into the idea that Kira is still, you know, somehow alt-right underneath it all, and, you know, that just, you know, is bringing up all these things that happened in the past as evidence of that. But half of Chud's chat was on board with Keffals, particularly because they hate BadBunny so much. So it almost seems like that might work. Her gambit, right, to sacrifice some of her intersectional leftist audience and gain a edgy commentator douche bro following, right? It might actually work, right? Like I said, some of the people, I don't know if they were being ironic, I don't know what they were doing, but they seemed to they were saying like Keffals Chad, Keffals based, like stuff like that, stuff that indicated that they were buying what Keffals was selling, and what Keffals is selling is F BadBunny.
And this is directly a subtweet about me, right? When she's saying that I am harmful and that I'm a detriment. Because later on, she responds directly to someone saying, It's a shame that a popular trans activist is promoting him right now, despite all the harm he's caused. And she responds by saying that I'm sanitizing his reputation, which I'm not. And anyone who actually engaged with the debate, who watched it, knew I pushed back. Like, very few people have pushed back. Like, I know people who've been following Keemstar for years, and they told me they do not know other people pushed him that hard in a conversation about things like Etika, or tried.
Okay, so the Etika is the person that people are saying that Keemstar's maybe somewhat responsible for the death of. Is that right? Okay, so this is sounding Trumpian. Like, look, I've got some very knowledgeable friends, and they say that my pushback is better than any of the pushback out there. I don't know what you're talking about. I pushed back on Keemstar harder before pushing back was cool. Like, yeah, it's very Trumpian. So Keffals is upset that people are saying things about her that she encouraged people to say about Polly. Yeah. There's so much hypocrisy there. You haven't even seen the half of it yet.
To make him own up to like any of the racist or anti-Semitic or homophobic he's done over the years.
I feel like she's done the Keffals derangement syndrome meme. nocommentchick has Keffals derangement syndrome. I thought it was a parasocial though. Oh well.
But this kind of stuff doesn't matter.
Kind of a weird flex though. The only Keffals I've really watched is the Keffals I've watched on stream. There was some really weird stuff going on between Destiny and Kira back in the day. Yeah, that's what makes the Destiny Discord's release of those screenshots from Kira a little bit suspect to me, right? Is that like there's a reason that Destiny has for really hating Kira, and it's not one that anybody should respect.
That's something I've always believed in. That's why I said like,
it's not her former political views, right? He was fine with those.
People left Kiwi Farms and they truly regretted the kind of they were doing. They'd be welcome in my community. That's why I even gave Keemstar a chance in the first place. The only reason I was
whole thing is pretty
friendly
sus.
with Nicole in the first place is because I believe the same thing. Because the kinds of I'm about to show you that she's gotten into over the years is insane. You tell me how this is defensible.
I, for one, would never be involved with a guy who's bisexual. Well, witch doctor, shut the up. I couldn't do it. There might be exceptions, obviously. When I say I wouldn't be attracted or I'm not attracted,
This is gonna be the biphobia and racism clip. That you're right. Yeah, that clip does look pretty bad. It's another viral clip. She, I think, has since, she did apologize for her. So that's the one thing that I will say in BadBunny's defense is all the things that she's done that were yikes, she apologized for. And she does seem to be doing intersectional leftism, like that's, what she's about. I definitely do not run with the crowd that Kira runs with, and there's some people in that crowd that hate my guts, right? So this isn't me like, trying to, I don't have any dog or pony in this fight, and but I will say that like it's refreshing when somebody makes a real apology, because so often you don't see that, right? So often you'll see like a half apology or a fake apology, or somebody try to kind of sweep things under the rug. Like Keffals is a great example of this. There's stuff that Keffals has done that would just take an apology to really, like, right, oh, I didn't realize that somebody, that I hurt somebody other than my target, like the Tim Pool thing, right? Hurt some people in her community. Instead, Keffals doubles down and digs her heels in. Yeah, so it's nice when you see somebody actually offer an apology. Like that's what I was saying about Finster, right? That's what impressed me about Finster. Some of the stuff that Finster used to do on Omegle was legitimately harmful, was legitimately yikes, but Finster was, instead of being defensive, Finster wanted to know more about like what how this was perceived in the trans community. So yeah, that was really we stand exactly. Yeah, I was massively impressed by how Finster handled the conversation with Polly. Yeah, whereas like a lot of other people do not forgive ever, or do not apologize ever. In fact, if you're a Vosh, what would you call it, like apostle? If you're one of Vosh's dark apostles, you are instructed not to ever apologize for anything. these SJW woke scolds will eat you alive. And he apologized for it, and Keffals still went to war, right? Sorry, Polly and Finster worked things out, but Keffals seemed to be less than happy. Dark Apostles sounds cool though. Oh, I should call them something else, shouldn't I? And you're not gonna get everybody back in your corner, right? Like there's some people that may not forgive. There's some people that may not trust you, right? And you gotta kind of accept that. But a lot of people will, all right? And when you're a content creator, it's a game of numbers, right? And enough people will forgive you to make a big difference, right? It is well worth your time if you feel like you made a mistake to apologize for it. I think that's always a good thing.
You super
So
little
dehydrated.
nerds out there, but like,
So dehydrated.
I don't like, if a guy's just like having sex with other guys, and then he's like, oh, maybe I'll try having sex with you. I'm like,
Yeah, not great.
racist and sexist, please don't say that. Even black people, if you found me a black bisexual man, I might throw up in my mouth at the thought of sexual
Yeah, it's
contact
pretty
with
bad.
him.
Pretty
If
bad.
you find me a black bisexual man,
Yeah,
this
is
throw up
legitimately
in my
bad.
mouth. It is an actual thing that she said 100% in earnest.
Does anybody know what year this was? 2018. Okay, so 5 years ago. This was 5 years ago. Yeah. There's a lot of things that Keffals seems to be okay with that took place less than 5 years ago. It was like 2018. Yeah. And it's bad. It's legitimately bad. That's like a horrible thing to say. I'm not going to put any, like I said, I'm not covering for Nicole here. But I do perceive her apologies to be sincere, right? And I do perceive her to be going, and honestly, to me, now this is just to me, I'm not telling you that you have to forgive anybody. I would never say that, right? I know people who have not forgiven Nicole, and that is their right. That is absolutely their right. But for me, what's more important than like trying to like intuit what is in Nicole's heart is the her actions that she takes, right? What effect is her platform having on Twitch? What effect is her platform having on the world? And I do perceive it to be like a fundamentally different effect than this Nicole that you see here. The truly BadBunny of old, right, is a different person than the KiraChats that we have now. And I have, believe me, chat, there is no reason, like there's nothing in it for me to, to say that, like, right? I'm just calling it as I see it. Like, I'm not getting, you know what I mean? I don't expect anything from KiraChats or her friends, right? And I'm not somebody that's in with that group at all, right? But calling it like I see it, I gotta say that I think she's sincere. What did Vosh do 5 years ago again? Oh my God, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what Vosh was doing 5 years ago. When I heard that Sophie from Mars was collaborating with Nicole to make Red Planet, I thought, really? With her? I mean, like I said, I kind of I kind of walk the line on this one, right? Because I do know people, like trans people, queer people, black people who were legitimately hurt by some of the things that KiraChats said and have not forgiven her. And like I said, that's absolutely their right. I don't have, but I mean, for me personally, as a trans person, and yeah, some of the stuff we're gonna get into is a little transphobic too, right? I think she's sincere. I like Kira. She can be abrasive for my taste, but the one time she told me off, she made good points, and I appreciated it. If you are black and or bisexual, it's fine to not trust her. But if you're a white person, particularly a cishet man, yeah, if you're like, and there's a hypocrisy there, right? That we're not willing to hold other people to the same standards that we're holding. That some people aren't holding other people to the same standards as they're holding KiraChats. Yeah, true. No one is entitled to forgiveness. True. I will say Kira apologized and Vosh refused. Yeah, Vosh doubled down. Vosh, as a policy, he does not apologize. He does not believe in apologies, right? That's Vosh.
And she's going off on me cutting ties and saying that I am harmful and that absolutely insane. Just like a completely insane that she feels like she has any sort of moral high ground to stand on. And it gets worse from here too.
Not every black bisexual I throw up in my mouth at the sight of. Just like, you know, we're talking sexually. Obviously. Okay. For the most part, it is to connect with the community of people who are empathetic and understand each other. But when it comes to the long practice tradition of straight men having sex with other men, there seems to be a lot of debate. For the purpose of this article, we will not refer to these men as anything other than straight, and will not use quotations as it goes against their sexual identity, which will be respected. I don't think I'm sub to you. What the Stupid breezy. You can't hate gay people anymore? Why not? I want to hate whoever the I want to hate. I want to hate a person because they're wearing Crocs. Why can't I hate a person because of whatever else trivial? If that reason is trivial, if I can hate a person for wearing Crocs, that's an incredibly trivial reason, and then people can harp on me about how stupid it is for me to hate an entire.
She's saying I'm harmful, so I'll go back 6 years and find her most damning thing that she's apologized for to prove that she's not fit to make that kind of judgment. This is the clout networks, right? This is the debate brozos in a nutshell, right? Any criticism they've got, they have to push back on it. They have to not just push back, but they want to undermine any credibility the person making that criticism is going to have, right? This is always what they do, every single time.
Person because of the Crocs they wear. But you see me, I will hate the out of that Croc wearing freak, and I have no qualms about it. Meteor Matt, Jet, thanks for gifting something to Meteor Matt. Thanks, man. So if I can hate a person for wearing Crocs and no one's gonna make a peep about it, then me saying I don't get actually my doesn't lubricate at the thought of a bisexual man.
Holy shit.
And then people are, well, you can hate everything about the Croc wearing guy, but if your doesn't lubricate right the now, we're gonna have some problems, and I'm gonna have to tell on you to the internet land. No one wears Crocs? Yeah, because they should not be outside. The few times that they're ever outside wearing their Crocs, I shame them back inside.
Yeah. So Zara's bringing up a good point. My understanding is that Kira and Keffals were tight for a really long time. Am I right that Keffals was even a mod in Kira's chat? Right? There were no like obviously Keffals was aware of this, but Keffals did not have a problem. In fact, actually modded, or at least had mod. I don't know. Keffals actually modded, right? But we had a sword in Kira's chat, right? And that was when the falling out happened. Is that like maybe there wasn't any? Was it that Kira wanted Keffals to retweet something or something like that? But yeah, whatever. I guess like that was around when it happened. That was around when the falling out happened, and then it got really bad after the subtweet about Keemstar, and that's when Keffals came into Kira's chat to yell at her. So she said this 6 years ago. When was the last time Keemstar said something gross? 6 minutes ago, pretty much. She made a terrible comparison and made it seem like she was saying it was minuscule when it was hella harmful. Yeah, I wasn't even sure why. Like, I was defending Keffals against Destiny and against the hate site, and then I got blocked. And that block corresponded with Keffals getting a VGG site, right? So when Keffals joined the White Leaf Network, that was when she blocked me. Now I can't say this for sure, but it kind of seems like I was thrown under the bus for a website. I don't know, right? I've heard a lot of different explanations. Some of them from Sussy Bakas, some of them that don't seem like they couldn't possibly be real. But yeah, the real event that happened was that Keffals signed up for her website from White Nervosa, and White Nervosa was coming after me. So I'm pretty sure that was the end of the line. Yeah, up until then, Keffals was actually supporting me and had rated me, had hosted me, had done a bunch of nice stuff, defended me. And what changed it really was that I think White Nervosa. I think like I've told you before, White Nervosa uses those websites as leverage on people. White Nervosa has tried to force somebody into a debate with her over and used said, your friends have websites with me. If they would like to keep those websites, you need to have this debate, right? So White Nervosa uses that website as leverage. I'm pretty sure that the Vosh network through White Nervosa, who is, let's remind you, Vosh is sysadmin too, right? Vosh actually pays White Nervosa to sysadmin for him. So this is something that White Nervosa and the Vosh Clout Network use as leverage. That leverage was used to get Keffals to throw me under the bus, and she did. And I haven't really talked about it because I don't want to make drama. Like I said, she was harassed. She was attacked. She was put through so much harassment, real life stuff too that I can't even imagine. That's really scary stuff. And so, I wanted to support her. I didn't want, to start a beef. If she wants to support me, if she wants to stand up for me, great. If she doesn't, fine. That's fine too, right? But that's what she threw me under the bus for, was for a website.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a bad clip. Agreed.
You get what I'm saying, right?
I think what you're saying is don't cross me, right? Because, as long as you don't cross me, I'm not going to hold you accountable for shit, all right? But the moment you cross me, I'm going to
dig and dig and find something dirty on you.
Find something dirty on you.
And even if there isn't anything, if you're poly people and you cross me and you disagree with me about Fenster, I am going to accuse you of being all this shit that you're obviously not. I'm going to twist your words. I'm going to use my platform. I'm going to use my megaform as a bully because that's what I am. In the 2022, I was being harassed. In 2023, I am the harasser. Is that kind of what you're saying?
I think she's harmful. I think she's a grifter.
But Vosh, on the other hand, totally harmless, yes?
I think that she still most likely believes all of the things that she said in those old clips, but she realized...
But Vosh doesn't believe any of the bad things that he did. The sexual harassment, he's totally changed from that, even though he attacked his victim and, he and the Clout Network helped to cover that up. God, this is just so hypocritical. This is just so ridiculously hypocritical. And, this is coming from somebody that that very much supported Keffals last year. I was encouraged to see Keffals take on the debate perps, right? And at some point, she raised the white flag. At some point, she threw everybody that supported her under the bus, and she's become whatever the hell this is. Impulse.
Is that the only way that she can make a living still is to present herself as a progressive. I think it's pretty obvious. She surrounds herself with progressives.
We want to propagate our and so propagating our own involves finding people that are...
Okay, so we want to propagate our own S, right?
Similar to our own.
So she's saying, white people should have sex with white people like that. So I'm not just so before anybody accuses me of trying to hide what's in these clips, right? That's not what I'm doing. There's a streamer on here with Kira who is banned from Twitch. So we're not trying to listen to his voice for sure. And what she just said there was essentially endorsing white people having sex with other white people, ostensibly at the exclusion of people who are not white. What is it, anti-miscegenation is the term for that, right? So I'm not trying to hide any of what Nicole said. We're going through all of Keffals' charges here. However, I will remind people that was what are we saying, 2018? So 5 years ago.
thread that someone just linked. I had another thread, but the know nothing thread might be.
Makes a biological argument against miscegenation. Basically, no race mixing rhetoric from the 50s. So yeah. I mean, Nicole was, had some fundamentally like alt-right points of view. When I first saw, Kira's old name, right? When I first saw like the BadBunny name, it was on a debate with Destiny, and Destiny was on the left. Destiny, she was debating against Destiny from the right. So I'm not trying to hide or cover up any of the things that she's done, but I do want to emphasize that this is not who she is anymore, right? This is not what she says. This is not what she does. It's not what she believes in. Right, and if Keffals says that people like Keemstar can change, then you'd think that she could change too. This is some old boomer racism. Yeah, it's gross stuff. It's and I'm not trying to I'm sure she is already well aware of his past since they have been good friends for a long time. Oh, Bosch, yeah.
I went into her chat today and I asked her if she'd be willing to have a conversation with me. And her response was her mods timed me out for an hour.
No, it wasn't exactly that. Does anybody know what Keffals actually said? I heard it was something more along the lines of like, you don't support trans people. Let me read it to you. There's a bunch of Posada bot in here too. Keffals, you don't actually support the trans community. You tossed me aside the moment you realized you couldn't use me to look progressive. You are a trash human being. This is Keffals saying this to, Keffals is saying this to KiraChats in KiraChats' chat. You're a trash human being, and I'm glad you showed yourself. All right? Some people speaking back to Keffals. I won't read their chats, but let me read. Okay, so Keffals then picks up. Kira, let's have a chat. I gave you a chance despite knowing you said you wouldn't date black people or bisexual men if I gave you a chance even. So this is more hypocrisy. I gave you a chance though. That's the excuse. That's what she's hanging her hat on here. Knowing you wouldn't date black people or bisexual men if they'd had sex with men. I've been incredibly, wait, so that's not incredibly charitable, that's incredibly irresponsible. If you knew that and you supported this person and you somehow thought that they still, believe that, which you said you do, right? Up until the point that Kira said, subtweets you on Twitter, you believe this stuff. Keffals, you are such a dishonest person. I'm actually a little bit shocked here, right? I mean, I shouldn't be, but I am. I've been incredibly charitable despite your homophobic and racist past. Okay, so Keffals gets banned. 2 years and 332 days. Can somebody do the math for me on that? Was Keffals, okay, was Keffals in Kira's chat when she was doing the stuff that Keffals is critical of here? That's I think that's what that is. Yeah, that's like how long has the account been following? I think that's what that represents. I guess it could also mean how long has Keffals been a mod, but I don't know that for sure.
And then she looked upset for like 30 minutes before she raided out, and then she locked her Twitter account. Yeah, she deleted her VOD from today too.
We don't have any confirmation on that.
Oh yeah, no, she unmodded me. I used to be a mod.
Okay, now this is interesting. This is really interesting. I used to be a mod. We can't really draw any conclusions from this, right? So being a mod on Twitch can sometimes just be as simple as somebody mods you and gives you a sword.
From her chat. She was one of the first streamers that supported me. I've been on her stream before. She's been on my...
And also one of the ways that some small streamers try to, make it big, try to get an audience is by helping out larger streamers with things like mod duties. It sounds like that's what Keffals was doing.
Streamed multiple times. And then when the Keemstar stuff came up, she threw me under the bus.
Keffals showing Kira's past bigotry, then saying, I used to be a mod and she came on my stream and I've gone on hers. I'm getting whiplash from the point she's trying to make here. Yeah, what is she really trying to say?
That's why I think she's manipulative. That's why I think that she's a grifter. Because she only cares. It seems like she only cared as much as she did about trans people and other minority groups because it would make her look progressive. Yeah, did I know about this stuff before the Keemstar bit? I always knew about this stuff, but I was afraid to call it out. But this year is different.
Look, there's a lot of stuff that you don't see that goes on behind the stream. Behind the stream, literally, behind the scenes of the streams, right? There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, right? There are, you know, like I say, clout networks, right? The one that we're talking about, the one that's pertinent here is the Vosh clout network, right? Of people who are in an alliance, basically to mutually support each other's careers, right? So as long as you are Keffals, you are expected to not dig up any of the bad stuff about Vosh, to dig the bad stuff up about Vosh and Xander Hall, etc., etc. And Xander Hall absolutely hates KiraChats, right? Dig up all the stuff on their enemies, go to war with their enemies. If DJ Muel makes a criticism, you're gonna destroy DJ Muel, right? If White Nervosa tells you to sell out nocommentchick, right? And you're gonna get a website in return, you're gonna do that, right? You're gonna sign on that dotted line, and like at this point, she kind of can't help it. Like if she was to say, nocommentchick did nothing wrong, White Nervosa, what are you doing? Why would you lie about my friend, right? That website would be gone, right? You piss off White Nervosa and that website is gone. You piss off Vosh and that website is gone. You say something bad about Xander Hall. These people are all mutually in league with each other, right? To be able to maximize their reach to, you know, edgy reactionary people, bring them on, get them to call themselves leftists and screw over the intersectional left. This is why the online left sucks, right? We are trying to have solidarity. There are people out there that are fighting this, right? But it's not going to be pretty. Understand that. And I'm sorry about that. Like, I don't hate Keffals. I don't hate anybody. I don't even hate Vosh, right? Vosh has done a lot of bad things, but it's not about hating, you know, somebody. It's about the effect of people's platforms and being honest, and I try to do that. I try to be honest above all other things. I'm sorry that this is the way it is. It should be all of us working together and supporting each other. It should be everybody on board to you know, assist in each other's mutual liberation. That's what solidarity is all about. That's what we're here for. Unfortunately, this derailed a long time ago, right? And these clout networks are what's doing it. This is what's creating that perverse incentive. Keffals naturally, right, wanted to be a comrade to me. Keffals naturally, like, got attacked by the same hate raiders as I did, right? And it's only because she was gotten to, it was only because somebody used leverage on her that she ends up throwing me under the bus. It's only because, you know, it's only because it's efficacious for her career, basically at this point, to make nice with the edgy commentary dudes on YouTube, right? And so throwing BadBunny under the bus, sorry, KiraChats, throwing KiraChats to the wolves there is like, you know, there's a perverse incentive. These people aren't doing this for no reason at all. It does seem really cutthroat. It does seem really ruthless. It does seem really bad. But I mean, that's the absolute state of things. And I wish I could tell you it was different. If we want to retake the left online, to fight for it. So anybody that tells you that there's too much leftist infighting, they're full of shit. Generally, that terminology, what it's doing is it's enabling like reactionary leftists like this. Okay, so we just stopped saying anything bad because it's never like, you never hear there's too much leftist infighting when somebody's dragging my name, when somebody's dragging Polly's name, right? When somebody's dragging Miss Vivian's name. That's all fine and well and good because we're a bunch of woke scolds and I guess we deserve it, right? We are on the list of acceptable targets. This leftist infighting only applies to people who aren't really leftists, like Vosh, right? So it's ironically, it is protecting people that are diluting our solidarity, that are diluting our mutual efforts towards liberation. Right? I'm not trying to make you feel like there's no hope. There absolutely is hope. People do recognize the difference between real leftists and reactionary leftists. And there's more and more people whose stomachs are turning at this. There's more and more people that are becoming aware that some of their heroes are not heroes after all. That is the first step to taking back our movements from the people that have hijacked those movements.
I don't care if it means that I have to burn bridges. I want to say the truth, no matter how inconvenient it is, no matter how rocky it makes things. Here's some good stuff from back in the day. 2017. In 2017, here's her old Discord logs for the word "ny." So as long as I don't call transgender people traps and yell die I'm not transphobic. Shut up it boy. What kind of maybe it isn't being.
And here's what I'm confused about, okay? I don't think unblurring this would help us like determine the veracity of this stuff or not. There are fake screenshots of Kira floating out there. There are also real screenshots. Kira did say bad stuff in Destiny's Discord. So there are legitimately things that Kira said that were bad in Discord. However, there are also made up fake screenshots. Most of the time when you see a lot of screenshots, it's mixed. So you've got the fake ones in there with the real ones, right? Now, the real stuff that Kira said, Kira apologized for, but I have no way of knowing which of the things that Keffals is reading off right now are actually real and which are, you know, contrivances. We saw Shark bring in a fake tweet from Bad Empanada, right? We saw Bad Empanada, you know, read off like a fake tweet from Shark. When we had the Shark versus Bad Empanada day, when they both came into my chat and stuff like that, right? There were fake screenshots of both of them, right? There's probably fake in fact, I know that there's like trolls that impersonated me that said awful things to, you know, to a lot of different people to try to break up our solidarity. And in some cases, like the case of, you know, DJ Muel, it worked. Kira's screenshots, some of them are real, some of them are not real, and I can't really tell you which is which. All I can tell you is that Kira did say some bad things in Destiny's Discord like 5 years ago, and Kira has apologized, and that's not how she conducts herself. That's not how she speaks, and from all, you know, all evidence, that's not what she believes anymore.
Used as a slur against homosexuals. It's insane. Like, she just like keeps going off on this. Oh yeah, no, and this isn't even all of it. It gets so much, like, this is just like the transphobic and homophobic bits. Hold on, I have the others. Just a second. Yeah, I'm not even going to like repeat the here. Okay, we already saw the stuff. You can just take a look. There are pages of her just saying the N-word. Just, it's disgusting. Absolutely, it's just so gross.
Yeah, and like I said, some of that's probably real and some of that's probably fake.
Yeah, wait, what was this? 21 results for the N-word?
And also, I gotta say that, like, my understanding is this is all, the real stuff is from Destiny's Discord, right? After BadBunny and Destiny parted ways, I don't want to get into, like, what kind of relationship might have been involved between Destiny and Kira, but like I've heard people say that maybe, you know, Kira dissolving that relationship was part of Destiny's decision to just like go nuclear and find everything in the Discord that they possibly could to throw it at Kira.
Nicole has, because of all this stuff, she nuked her Discord. You can't find any of these logs. All of these logs are now just in screenshots because of the Discord nuke. Okay, wait, someone just said, okay, now Keffals decides she's offended when she gets mad at a person. No, that's not the situation. The situation is that I was a small streamer and I didn't—
Wait, you had to cover up for all this racism and transphobia and all the rest that you had a problem with because you were a small streamer, and therefore we should forgive you for that? That chatter absolutely cooked her. Yeah.
not want to call someone out who could ruin me. That was the situation. Like, I was scared to actually.
But wait, how long ago were you a small streamer? I think the answer is not since 2021. Am I wrong about that? Keffals has not been any kind of small streamer in at least a year now, right? Even when she was a small streamer, she still got around the same, 100. Well, you know, I mean, like, there was, like, I have seen Keffals with, like, you know, smaller streams, right? Going way back. Kira never had the power to ruin her. What? Yeah, well, at the very least, right? Like, you wouldn't be working with that person. You wouldn't be modding for that person. You wouldn't be friends with that person if you thought they were harmful. Are you really telling me that you had to do this? Like, this doesn't make sense, Keffals. And I'm trying to be forgiving to anybody who really wants that forgiveness. To anybody who's willing to take accountability. I'm trying to be forgiving. I don't want to destroy what any of us have built. And Keffals has done some good things. Keffals has fought the good fight. Keffals used to stand up to debate perverts. What happened, Keffals? When did you fall off?
Even talk about that. And now we're in a different situation. I can talk about this now. And
just now, just when she's criticized you for the Keemstar thing. You had to wait till now.
I'm glad.
This doesn't make sense.
I'm glad that I can.
You're using white Nervosa logic.
Because it sucks. It's wrong.
Which is to say no logic at all.
Like, I have wanted. BadBunny is making sure to use it all.
Oh my god, I totally
the
this.
DJ Muel stuff is too.
Oh,
so
here we go.
BadBunny runs in a crowd of people.
Get ready to see who else Keffals is ready to burn this time, right?
Wait, hold on. Gayfesh's message. I've seen this pattern before. She feels deeply ashamed of her old behavior, but rather than make amends for her own behavior... Oh my god,
good point. Everything she's saying about Kira would apply way more to Vosh.
She disavows other people for stuff she only learned not to do 10 minutes ago. She denies others the grace she depends on. Because that's the thing. She went from right wing to left because leftists, at least actual leftists, believe in rehabilitation. If you want to see the world that you want to build, you need to be willing to forgive people even if they do not deserve
I didn't even think of that, Bobby Azilla. I think it's very strategic that she is going at KiraChats, but not at Mike from PA, who was also critical of the Keemstar stuff.
Forgiven. I'm sorry, that's the truth. That's the only way that you can make the world a better place. And she relies on that grace, but then she goes into it with this incredibly punitive attitude. She doesn't believe in that. She believes in punishing people. But if you punish everyone, they're never going to change. You call yourself a leftist and you want to perpetuate the same systems.
So yeah, this is Keffals calling out Kira for expecting grace for herself, but being punitive towards Keemstar. Can we all see though that there's a little difference between KiraChats and Keemstar?
All right, how the do I ban people from YouTube chat? I'm like trying to figure this out, but I don't know how. Oh, found it. Anyone right now who's like, why did you wait? Why did you wait to call her out?
Keffals, that's a really good question, and I don't think you have an answer for that. I don't think, like, if you should probably just skip over this. You should probably just ignore those chatters if you really don't want to get roasted. Getting roasted by her own chat here. No wonder this bot is not available.
Shut the up, for instance.
She keeps banning everyone who disagrees with her.
Like, why is it that
waited 5 years? Yeah,
when
this is a little
I
bit.
decide to finally,
It's a little bit ridiculous.
When
Well,
I decide to do the right thing, when I decide to go forward and be like, here are all the things that are happening, people are like, oh, well, why didn't you do this earlier? It's like, let people make the right decisions. Just shut the up. Kira is that she runs in a circle called the Red Planet podcast or whatever it is.
So, like, let me get this right. Okay, so Red Planet people, they're bad, and we shouldn't trust them. Is that what we're saying? Okay, so Red Planet bad. Don't trust anything they say. Okay, right? Remember that.
And earlier,
bad circle, bad people.
I guess like in mid 2022, one of the co-hosts decided to completely turn on me. And that was DJ Muel.
DJ Muel turned on you?
So I'm just gonna leak DMs real quick. I've done this before, but I want to show you how snaky these people are.
Why is she pretending she doesn't know? Oh yeah, that's right. She was like this thing, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like red place, red world, red planet, something like that. Yeah, no, she knows exactly.
Let's see.
The intolerance of criticism is coming from inside the house. I love you, chat. I love you. You know that show she was on? This DJ Muel or something like that? Who is this person?
So here are my DMs with DJ Muel. In early 2022.
Okay, so as we all know, if you're a fan of the Clout Network, right? DJ Muel is not to be trusted. He's a liar, he's an abuser, he's super bad. You can't trust this guy. Everything that he says, by the nature of the fact that it's DJ Muel saying it, is not true, right? We don't need to prove it, we don't need to scrutinize it, we just need to say because it's DJ Muel, we know it's bull, right? Okay, so just remember that. Keep that in mind.
I called Chud Logic a pedophile, and I got relentlessly dragged for doing it. The reason I did was because of information that came from DJ Muel. So he said, "Hey Keffals, hope you're good, love. Just wondering how much you know about nocommentchick, the woman you hosted earlier today. What about her?
What about her?
She hate raids me, Sophie from Mars, and a bunch of our friends regularly." I said I didn't believe that. I do believe that now.
Okay, I thought I understood. I thought we weren't supposed to trust DJ Muel, but yeah, that's where we're at. That's why I got thrown under the bus. And here's Keffals making it official. Keffals, you are peddling conspiracy theories from somebody that you claim should never be trusted. So in a way, we're seeing DJ Muel do kind of the same things that Keffals, the same thing that Keffals did with KiraChats, right? No problem with the person, up until the point that they do something that you don't like. So what Keffals did was that DJ Muel made those accusations against me, and Keffals says, I don't believe that, right? And DJ Muel turns on a dime and says, you are a piece of shit who works with Bosch. Now, working with Bosch is bad. All out, you know, makes sense, but it's kind of weird that you lead with, you know, nocommentchick, and you only get to the, you know, Bosch bad thing after you don't get what you want from Keffals. So, you know, that's weird. But like I said, I have a lot of room for forgiveness in my heart. And DJ Muel, if you're out there, I would love to have reason to forgive you. I would love an apology from you. And I would love to see you stop getting used by the trolls that are hate rating us both. Because, you know, you're making some trolls really, really happy with what you're saying about me, right?
Out about someone grooming, and that's a brave and great thing to do, but you don't get to say I was responsible for getting you dragged. The debate community standing up for each other.
It feels like he got bit by a zombie or something. Do you know what I mean? It feels like you see somebody that you care about, somebody that was your comrade yesterday, turn on you like this. It really hurts, right? This is different from Keffals. Keffals' turn against me seems to be transactional. DJ Muel's turn against me was because he believed that. He believed what the trolls were feeding him, right? He took those breadcrumbs and, you know, went full NCCanon, and it sucks. He's getting played, he's getting used, and he's doing the, you know, harassers work for them.
I just wanted you to know, and while you're at it, stop making apologies for Bosch when he's a well-known piece of for multiple reasons, and his followers took down a literal trans advocacy group because they disagreed with him. I don't know what you think you're gonna gain by sticking up for a known racist, but okay, this guy literally has a podcast with the I will never date a black bisexual lady. Like, where is this moral high ground coming from? They must have, I don't know, just the flexibility of this guy to that hard.
I think what she said was to suck his own dick that hard. I mean, like, right, that's
I don't want anything to do with you unless you sort your out. Disappointed and upset in so many ways about this.
It is a little here to see that, like, he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with you unless it's to over nocommentchick. You know, and granted, like, you know, when you get hit by harassment like this, you will believe some wacky stuff. You will, you know, like, he's been with. Understand that, right? But it is a little weird that he, like, doesn't want to have anything to do with her other than, like, what you know, what she can do to me.
They're constantly defending someone who has said racial slurs and homophobic slurs and transphobic slurs and made like eugenics arguments about why they don't want to date black people. Meanwhile, I'm being treated like a child and being told, here's the bad guys, here's the good guys. By the way, don't talk about the skeletons in our closet. It's just so fucking grifty.
See, that's the weird thing though, is that like, for him to associate with me like an enemy of the debate bros with the debate bros is just kind of like where does that come from? There's literally no debate bros, you know, supporting me. They're all trying to get me deplatformed. They're all threatened by me. They think of me as a rogue woke scold who tried to cancel Dylan Burns and could very well try to cancel them as well, right? So I'm a problem for the debate bros. I am not an ally to any of them at this point. Kind of boggles the mind how anybody would see me as you know, anything other than a burr in their saddle, right?
That whole crowd is toxic. Wait, it wasn't eugenics, it was anti-mis...
What did Sophie from Mars do? I'm trying to think. Okay, so Sophie from Mars has criticized Vosh. Sophie from Mars has criticized Sanderhall. I don't think that Sophie's ever said anything about Keffals, so it's not like, you know, personal to Keffals, but Sophie is part of BadBunny's network in Red Planet, right? They do the podcast together every week, so it may just be Sophie's association with BadBunny that has made her a target in Keffals' you know, community. I can't really say.
I can't pronounce this word.
So the word that Keffals is trying to pronounce is miscegenation, right? That's what she's looking at.
I'm not even gonna try. I can't do it. Miscegenation. Misogyny. Wait, miscengage. I hate the chatter that brought this up because I honestly can't pronounce this word. I got it right the first time. Okay, fine. You. For instance.
Wow, okay. For instance. Per se.
I wanted to talk about it because I'm just mad. I feel like I was manipulated and I was used. I was being used as a token to rehab someone's image who is a really vile human being. And everyone on the leftist space of Twitch who knows who she is knows about this but no one says a word about it. I'm getting so pissed off at the left online just because it's full of so many incredibly performative people who don't believe in rehabilitation, who want everyone to live in an echo chamber. It's like they have no actual values. They treat it like it's a social club rather than a legitimate political movement. I can't take it. I'm so mad. Like, I'm still always going to be a leftist, but when people are being dumb, I will treat them like they're dumb now. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh, you need to actually be willing to build a community instead of running a cult where you purity test every single person.
Wait. Who's running a cult? Is she saying this about DJ Muel? I don't get it.
Make people feel like a piece of just because they're not as progressive as you. I hate that. And while I'm on YouTube,
I can't tell who's getting accused of having a cult here. People have definitely said that about Keffals, right? People have definitely said that about Keffals. Is that what we're talking about?
Okay, we can say slurs. I can't say on Twitch, and I hate it. BadBunny is not your ally. I mean, I don't think she is, but also she went into damage control mode incredibly fast, right? She locked her account, and then she decided to take down the VOD. I found a clip. BadBunny talking about being called a grifter.
Like, that's what it feels like when there's like a whole army of people out there just trying to spread this like thing that I'm a grifter. Yeah, being a leftist means accepting people who have changed for the better. I literally say I used to be an alt-writer, and now I'm...
You still are. Because guess what? You don't have to accept people changing. You don't have to believe them when they say they've changed.
I'm not. And people are like, oh yeah, but here's some logs when you were an alt-righter. I'm like, yeah, I said that. Yeah, but don't you feel worse? No, I'm gonna tag you in every tweet with these logs. And forever, every time you say anything in your entire life. Sure. Yeah, and I'm open with that. That's part of my brand, in fact. That's part of, for better or for worse, I'm very transparent with people. I even tell you the consistency of my discharge. And that's not a meme. I literally talk about that times in my stream. I'm not I'm incredible. For better or for worse, I'm very open with people. Don't say yucky. You're yucky. You're yucky, you.
Fuck this. I need a drink. I'm grabbing a drink.
How dare you? Welcome, liberalism denies reality. Oh, I love when people show up here making accounts called liberalism denies reality in order to troll me, and I'm not even a liberal. Oh man, right wingers are idiots. She has clips of it. She is not lying. Yeah, so like, it's astounding. Okay, who here has seen people trying? I mean, I'm not even gonna say, but like if people told you I'm a grifter, or have tried to say she's faking it because look at these evil logs, or this evil clip, or something from like years ago. And by the way, anything that's not from years ago is fake. There are people that literally, this is how bad it's gone, chat. How much people hate me, want to take me down. And I never thought in a million years I'd be so important to be able to have people go out of their way to do this on my behalf. But excuse me, I guess I'm very important. Like, I am incredibly open to the point where I will admit to abusing the F slur, the racist N word. Not in an intentionally racist way, but like, I'm an edgelord, lel, that way. I will admit to all these things that are incredible.
I'm glad that she just admits it. Her voice is really grating because she's incredibly condescending, because she's mixing sex work. Like, she's a sex worker on Twitch. I have no issue with sex work, you know, people do what they need to do, but I
actually don't get, like, can anybody explain to me what would be the drawback from mixing sex work with advocacy? What exactly is the drawback? Where's the conflict of interest?
Mixing sex work and politics in this weird way where she's doing a FinDom persona while talking about politics, and it both is weird and gross.
Incredibly not fun to admit to, but I will admit to them. And then there's people like, yeah, I see you're admitting to that, and now you've kind of like, but let's make up more. Like, but
She doesn't do sex work on Twitch, and somebody was saying earlier that findoming, it wasn't findoming, like, more of a meme than anything else. Findoming, like, a fetish that people find really interesting.
It's astounding. Like, I never thought being a streamer has really changed my perspective on things. Being a streamer and having so many people just hounding me and trying to take me down for some reason. I guess I'm like this powerful entity that is threatening everyone's way of life or something. I'm not really sure. But it has really opened my eyes to how scummy people can be, how deceptive people can be.
Oh, you think? You think being a streamer opened your eyes to how deceptive people can be? The amount of self-awareness is crazy.
And just how important it is to make sure you look into things before you jump on a bandwagon. Which is why I appreciate people that are here that maybe heard a bad thing about me or saw an evil clip taken out of context or something, and show up here and are like, you know what, I want to research things on my own. I want to actually not be a bandwagon piece of shit. And that is very admirable.
Do your own research?
So if you're one of those people, I appreciate you being here. Really, honestly, honest to God.
I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, I don't see really what's wrong with that. Like, right, I know it's a meme, like, do your own research. It's a, you know, thing that people say, but like, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Nicole was saying there, that like, you know, in fact, to avoid being part of harassment yourself, you kind of got to do this, right? Because some of the harassment takes the form of blaming the victim. She is right about the fact that there are fake screenshots. Because she has real screenshots, they've contrived fake screenshots because they know that if you show anybody a BadBunny screenshot, like, they're going to be believed based on the fact that BadBunny has acknowledged the screenshots of things that she said in the past that were horrible, right? You know, then they can like slip in more screenshots and be like, oh yeah, she said this too, and she said this, and she said this, and like, you know, some of those are fake. In fact, there doesn't seem to be any consistency at all or self-awareness, right? How how's that supposed to make Kira look bad? She owned up and took responsibility. Yeah, she told people to look at it themselves, right? She wasn't like, don't pay attention to that stuff. That was years ago when most of it's, she didn't say that. She said, check it out, look it over, see what you think, right? If you really, take the time to actually, pay attention to what's going on, you're going to see that, the things that I did wrong are things that I've owned up to. If you look at my content, you're going to see that the direction that I've been going since then is fundamentally different, right?
You banned me for no reason because I subbed to Mike. Guys, how funny would it be if I went full lefty for a while just to see where it goes? To be honest, it would be better to have the bot do it. I feel like I could keep up the act for at least a month. Meanwhile, she's getting like 30,000 likes calling me harmful, saying I'm recuperating capitalism. It's like a f***ing act. It's so f***ing goofy. It's obviously a grift.
Oh, these messages are fake. Like, this is like an L. Ron Hubbard take, right? L. Ron Hubbard famously said, the best way to make a fortune is to invent a religion, start a religion, right? And then he started a religion. So a lot of people are like, wait a minute, like he's admitting that, like, that Scientology is, this, like his scheme, right? Right here. And this is supposedly the same thing from BadBunny. But Jules is telling me that these are the fake messages. These are some of the fake messages, right? So Keffals fell for bullshit once again.
Going out from this, she surrounded herself with a bunch of people. Oh
yeah, good point. It's easier to fall for BS or fake screenshots when you are already predisposed to hating that person. I'll say, I don't blame Kira for banning anyone connected to Mike from PA, even by accident. That is a chance she should not have to take if she's not comfortable.
Called the Red Planet Podcast. I think it's Red Planet Podcast. I don't remember this. Yeah, I see the podcast is still up and well. So the Red Planet Podcast with DJ Muel, Sophie from Mars, Conquest of Dread, KiraChats. I've talked to them all privately, at least in private, they were all nice to me, but their priorities are incredibly up to me. While I was going through—
That's a straight up lie. Kira was very supportive of Keffals, and her Twitter bio literally said #1 Keffals fan.
All the—
I remember that.
I did.
Yeah.
Nicole had #1 Keffals fan in her Twitter display handle. And then when I wouldn't retweet her, she got really mad because she wanted—
I feel like Keffals, the one thing that keeps, maybe keeps the debate network people from doing more content on Sophie and Kira through Red Planet is the fact that they are not talking about any drama there. From my understanding, right? I don't think it's a drama stream. I think it's it's very different. So right, it's the kind of stuff that you don't really hear couples talk about anymore.
To use me as the token for clout. It was really gross, and I just kind of—
Keffals has never spoken to you privately. She spoke to me privately, and it was like, hey, I want to debate you. Cat boys are better than cat girls. And I was like, that sounds like a good debate. Let's do that. And then we proceeded to not be able to find a time that we could both be on at the same. So we never got to have that debate, unfortunately.
Kind of ignored it because I didn't want to start a fight about it.
That's the only real time we've talked, was trying to set up a cat boy, cat girl debate.
The real #1 Keffals fan is in this chat.
I know,
so
right?
true.
I think they talk about leftist stuff. Yeah. It might not be exciting to somebody like Foch.
My pals Kira, Tim, and Muel.
It's 3 hours long, and there's no notes about what they're talking about. Really bad content organization.
How much of this is Keffals actually gonna watch? Do we put some— place your bets? Place your bets.
But Sophie has also blocked me at this point. But I have no issues with her. Oh, okay. And she didn't block me, she just unfollowed me. This is a thing that I'm learning more and more, is just that just because you're part of the same minority group doesn't mean you can trust anyone in that minority group to have your back. We all end up descending into tribalism.
There's a real lack of self-awareness here, isn't there?
We all think about our best interests more than we think about—
I don't think Keffals anticipated things would go down like this.
Our own community. I don't care. I hate this kind of tribalism. none of them are actually willing to be sincere or honest, and it's all just about protecting their friends. Like, they know the kind of that Nicole does.
What the fuck?
And has done. They know that she's a liar. They know that she's a grifter. They know that how manipulative she is. But despite
Keffals, that shoe fits you so well, right? Damn, this is your glass slipper, right? You dropped this, queen. Right? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is your shoe, Keffals. I believe you dropped this before you got into the pumpkin coach.
all of that, they keep circling around
It is
her.
about time, isn't it?
Because she was the one who was established already as a streamer, and they wanted to all build their brands. I think at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Because if Nicole did not have the clout that she did, they probably would not care. Also, cheers to this show we're in. I'm obviously deeply disappointed at how like this entire crowd reacts to criticism and tries to sweep their skeleton.
Again, damn, with the lack of self-awareness, right? This is what people say about you, Keffals. This is what people say about you.
While also being incredibly punitive to anyone they feel doesn't fit their worldview. They're not here to build a legitimate movement. They're not here to actually care about left.
I feel like they're the only ones who are doing anything in the direct, like of the people, of the litigants, of the what do you call people that like are like combatants, of the competitors here, of the people involved in this drama. I feel like they're the only ones who kind of are doing like something other than like this is a whole ass drama stream.
Leftism to them is a brand. It's a sticker that they put on their laptop. It's not.
Damn, how far are you gonna take this? How far are you gonna take this, Keffals? Like, right? This is reading very differently, I think, to what you're putting down, right? I don't know if you know how this is being picked up. I don't know if you're aware of that. Obviously not. Obviously not.
Anything real or tangible. And the only reason that they're here is to make money and to manipulate you into giving them your $5. Like, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of what I do is entertainment.
But like, I am done with it.